Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, such as myself. If you guys see from the photo or from the photos, you know who we're going to be pulling on. Now this was a reading that I asked you guys what you want. Like I made this post saying that what video you guys want me to do, and this reading had the most votes, so I'm like, okay, it's a winner. So today on this video we are going to be doing a tarot/oracle reading on Orlandobrown and Ravensymone. So these two, I'm not really sure about what to say. So this is an old story, you guys, an old story. For those of you that are aware of who Ravensymone is and who Orlandobrown is, this was an old story back, I don't know how many years it has been now. Well, let's go back 20 plus years. Okay, 20 plus years. So Ravensymone and Orlandobrown, they are, there are OGs in the business. They both start their career as child stars. Raven was a child actress on the Cosby Show, and Orlandobrown, he was in a few movies here and there. He was also a part of Family Matters. That's where I remember seeing him as, little Orlando, and he was cute, he was funny, and but I didn't even realize that he was on Family Matters until my teenage years, since after I saw, him on thatssoraven. So Raven and Orlando have been OGs. They both starred in the Disney Channel show thatssoraven. So this was our show, y'all. This was our show back in the day when we were like 12, 13, 14. Some of you guys were probably younger than that. Some of you guys were probably older, closest to Raven and Orlando's age, maybe a little bit older. But this was our shit back in the day. And of course, Raven, thatssoraven, which, stars Raven, as the star. She was the main character. And Orlandobrown played Eddie. I don't remember the last name because it's been so long ago. Oh my god, let me paste it here. But his character was Eddie. So he was one of the characters that were on the show. And along we have Annalise Del Paul that played Chelsea. I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed the cast. Everyone did a wonderful job. The show, I believe, ran for 4 seasons before it came to a close. And once that was done, that was basically it. I mean, the show was over. Everyone went their separate ways. I believe after the show with Raven, that was when she went to college. She's an artist, by the way, and an amazing artist, you guys. She is so talented. I have been a fan of Raven since I was a kid. Like, she's so talented. She's a talented singer. She's just so elegant. And that's a little bit what happened. She was also in the Cheetah Girls, but that is a whole other story. We're not going to talk about that. We're talking about this. So a couple years have passed down the line. We've been seeing them. I haven't been seeing glimpses of the other cast other than after Raven's show. Kyle Massey, I'll include a picture of him in this video. He had his own spinoff called Cory in the House. So that pretty much followed after thatssoraven. And from during that time, from what I remember, we haven't seen that much of the OG cast. It was not like that we had, I don't even recall Raven had ever starred on being on Cory in the House. I'm not sure. I have to look that up. But after, Raven's days, It's been a couple of years later. Then all of a sudden, Orlando starts up. So Orlando, as you guys see, he has hit rock bottom. His behavior deteriorated over the years. He comes out, right? He comes out with this news of saying allegedly, back in the day of That's So Raven, him and Raven had a thing. There were, encounters. I don't want to be explicit, but he was very upfront and very into detail about what him and Raven did. And once that news came out, a lot of fans were shocked. They were surprised. They would never thought in a billion years that, them two were dating. Like, they kept it underneath the rug. Like, how come we don't know about this? But of course, with celebrities, it's like, you don't necessarily need to know like everything what we do. So he comes out with this, and that was when Raven came out and said that all of that was not true. I'm on Raven's side. I remember a couple years when that came out, I actually did a video talking about this on my personal YouTube page about this whole thing and what my thoughts on it and how I felt like, Orlando was like simply looking for clout. It also caused Raven to expose her sexuality. So she came out at this time as a lesbian. She's married to her wife for a few years now, and they absolutely are cute. They're gorgeous together. I enjoy, like seeing them both on their social media. So she's happy living her life and living her truth. And at times she was asked about it, and she tries to sweep it under the rug. Like, she doesn't want anything to do with him or with this news. She came back, like after that news had happened, she came back. She did the second version of That's So Raven into Raven's Home. So her and Annalise, they had did a couple seasons of that show. I'm not sure if the show is still running. For my take on it, I believe it was canceled, but she had to go through some things in order to get away with that. And Orlando, he has been doing all kinds of crazy shit, from getting in trouble with drugs to in this photo right here, you guys see, he literally tattooed. You see, he has a tattoo of Raven. That was some years ago as well. And I remember seeing that. And I was like, oh my God, what is wrong with him? It's almost like he's obsessed with Raven, And I haven't done the reading. Like, I haven't pulled out any cards or anything yet on these two. But I feel like this is one of those cases where he could have, like, been obsessing over Raven. And due to the fact that Raven is a lesbian, she was like, no. And he is still messed up over it to this day. So that's my little take on the whole situation. And this is what we're going to find out today. I really want to get the energies of them two to see what is going on with him, what's going on with her. Did something happen? And I was debating about doing this, you guys, because I love Raven so much. I do not want to put the girl, I don't want to put her through this, but you guys wanted it, so it is what it is. Okay, so forgive me, girl. All right, well, I've been talking for a hot minute. Let me get started with the disclaimer. Please keep in mind that everything in this reading is 100% alleged unless it comes out of the person's mouths. Please, y'all, be respectful with your comments.
All right, everyone. So we are back. So as you notice, I have begun taking out some cards. Some cards you can see there are on their back exposed, and as you can see in the middle, there are some cards that are turned on their faces. I'm just going to turn this over a little bit here. So, well, long story short, the cards you see in the middle here, well, actually the cards you see here and the cards you see over there, these are the cards that will be pertaining to both Raven and Orlando. The cards on the left pertain to Raven, or how she felt about Orlando, and Orlando's cards are right here where my hand is. Okay, it's a little weird because I'll tell you guys at the end of what's going on, but yeah, so the goal was to get the energy, the alleged energy, on how the energy was during the time that Raven and Orlando were on the show That's So Raven, and how was that energy during that time, allegedly. So I'm going to go through each card and I'm going to let you guys know what I feel, and then we're going to go from there, okay? Alright, guys, so I'm just gonna pick a card at random. So the first card that we have for Raven and Orlando, let's see what this one is. We have Graduation Day, Leveling Up, Lessons Learned, Acquire Wisdom. So I'm looking at this card because it could have been a time where, and this could go from Raven or Orlando, but I feel like it could come from Raven's side. Upon pulling out the cards that I pulled, and you guys will see in a little bit, that it looks as though that I feel that Raven was pressured by Orlando. I'm getting the sense that during the time when they were working together, Orlando was being, he was being persistent. Like, he wanted her and he wanted to pursue her. And she was going through, I feel like she was going through a lot of stuff during that time. You know, as I told you guys in the introduction, that one of the things that was going on was her sexuality. Still could be trying to, like, find things out. And when I'm thinking, like, once you know who you are and you're trying to come to terms with it, and then at the same time you have someone that, is pressuring you, giving you anxiety, then you grow and you overcome that. And then from there, you're ready to live your truth. You're ready to live your life the way that you want to be. Now, I know you guys have not forgot, like, another thing that Raven did. And I think that this was definitely during the time where all of this was coming out. She came out with her sexuality, and also she was on the show The View, and she was saying, like, a lot of bizarre things that people were not taking very well with that. And that could have been a sense from her that she could have been drowning. And this is the proof, you guys. Here, this is the proof. Let me show you guys. We have the next card. This card comes from on Raven's side. We have drowning, over your head, overextended, rock bottom. So that was like during that time where all of this stuff was coming out, that we're getting the clear that allegedly that Raven was going through some things. She was going through some things upon, you know, like being pressured and all this other stuff that resemblance to what I feel like if you were a teenager and you're going through peer pressure. Let's see. So, may I tell you guys, I did say anxiety. So between her and Orlando, we have anxiety cards. So there were periods of times that she felt anxiety with Orlando. On Orlando's side, let me show you guys these here. On Orlando's side, we have on the table, offer, proposal, commitment, and the next card that we have interview, talk, conversation, get on the same page. So this shows that there have been many times when either like she's either alone with Orlando or her and Orlando could had like conversations. That's why I was telling you guys that he was pressuring her, like he was the one that came up to her and, you know, laying down, you know, like the offer, like, do you want to be with me? You know, we will look good together. It shows that he has like a, you know, like a high and mighty appearance. Like, you know, he looks at himself like, you know, I'm the man, you know, like type of thing. And you see where, you know, he's trying to talk to her, he's trying to get her on the same page, but she's feeling a kind of way. We can look at this card here. We have heart fog, mixed emotions, unclear feelings, wishy-washy. So she's sitting there going through her own stuff, and she wasn't feeling for Orlando in that way. Like he was pursuing it. See, let me show y'all. See, on his side, he has unconditional, genuine, certain love. So this is an indication that yes, he was in love with Raven. Like he felt one way, but she definitely did not feel the same way. It was just a bunch of, you know, mixed emotions. She was going through a lot of stuff during that time. We also have daydream, head in the clouds, delusions, hopes, and dreams. So when this card came out, immediately I went to Orlando. Because I feel like that this was his energy, that this is what he was bringing on, like, you know, like hope and dreaming that, you know, something would happen. There was also a sense of setting boundaries between the two, setting boundaries where, you know, enough is enough. Like, say disrespectful, enough is enough, defend yourself. So he could have been like pushing on her in a, you know, in a strong phase, like really persistent, like, you know, come be with me, I want to be with you. And she had to keep it 100. So we have this one. See, keep it 100, honesty, showing true colors, transparent intentions, like keeping it real, like whatever that you're thinking, I don't think of you in that way. Set of boundaries, disrespectful, enough is enough. I'm going to, like, she's like, I'm going to defend myself. I'm not going to keep, you know, like doing this with you. We have another card between them two. We have not today, left on red, not in the mood, avoidance. See, not in the mood. I try to talk to her like, boop, I'm not in the mood with this crap. Let's see, on her side, I see that she has like a toxic card, and by toxic, again, this is how Raven had felt towards Orlando during that time. She could be still feeling this way about him right now. I can do the tarot to explain that, and I may have, do I have another tarot deck with me? Or well, either way, she looked at Orlando as toxic and also as a narcissist. There appears to be allegedly some narcissistic energy pertaining to Orlando. And I hate to say alleged because I feel I don't know him that much in that way, but looking at him, yeah, I feel like most people, especially when they have that behavior and well, allegedly mental, then I feel like yes, you can be a narcissist. So we have that. Let's take out another card that's turned on his face. Let's pull this one out. And the next card we have high road, unbothered, brushing off, moving past it. So this shows like this whole scenario between Raven. I know she's like #unbothered, you know, brushing out, moving on. I know that with her, and I'm hoping that with him as well, that, you know, he had let go of the situation. But it does show that, you know, someone is unbothered, brushing off, moving past it. Again, this could be like at the time when, you know, like after all the stuff came out and there was a sense of, you know, being nurturing. So we had nurturing between the two, nurturing, like growing, having that growth. Back to that graduation day card, you guys. And then we have Wusa. See, find their element, just, you know, taking a breather, taking a relax, just, you know. So we have those. The next card that we have, let me show you guys this one. We have balance. Sense of balance. So it shows that between the two, there appears to be a balance. I feel like that this could come on Raven's side. I can't say Orlando, but I do feel like it's coming from Raven. Like there's a balance within it. We also have wave of emotions. Wave of emotions. So that is another feeling that Raven, I feel like Raven was feeling, or it could be Orlando as well with the rejection and all that. Like he felt rejected, so they both could have been feeling like a wave of emotions. He could be feeling like sad and upset and whatever the case may be with him. On his side, we have this card, you guys. We have gossip, petty, jealous, envy, and also we have tea time. Let me show you this one real quick. We have tea time, gossiping, spreading rumors, drama. So I get a feeling that each time that I feel Orlando will be trying to pursue Raven and she blows him off, he could have been like running his mouth. He could have been spreading lies and gossip, which that's exactly what he did when he came out with this story that him and Raven were romantically involved, and allegedly there was a child that was you know, AAD. I don't want to say it because it's due to, you know, social media, YouTube guidelines, but you guys get the gist. This is the type of personality I see that he carries allegedly. Like he can be petty, he can be jealous, he can start a lot of drama, you know, like toxic. And you see that the toxic come from on her side because she would get a whiff of these things. Allegedly she would get a whiff of these things, and there would be like, you know, inconsiderable differences, arguments, and drama. Let's see, on Raven's side, she has a wishful thinking. I feel like with the wishful thinking with her is that there could be a sense that she could have felt like if the outcome would have been good, she could have like gave Orlando a chance. I'm trying to think, you guys. Oh, I wish I knew. Because it looks like to me, I know there was one time when a couple years ago she was on The View, and she invited Orlando, Kyle, and Annalise to the show, and they had like a mini That's So Raven reunion. And I can't really think that was before Orlando came out. I feel like that happened before Orlando started coming out with all this, because there is no way that you're going to say that you were in a relationship and there was a baby and blah blah blah, and then she's going to invite you to the show. That doesn't make any sense at all. So that was definitely before all that stuff came out. So with the wishful thinking, what I feel is that during the time between her and Orlando, allegedly, there were some differences that were going on during the time when they were working together and, working together behind the scenes. But the wishful thinking, she wanted to give him like a second chance. Of course, that was before, what I feel, that was before he came out with this statement and try to embarrass her and humiliate her. And that's why she was like, I turned my back on you. Lack of trust, disloyal. I burned the bridges with you. Like, it's almost like she's saying, like, I tried to work with you and to put up with you, but I just can't do it. I'm gonna go on with my life, and I'm gonna be happy, and I know more than likely she is happy, and I'm gonna do what I do, if that makes sense. Alright, you guys, let's flip over these two and see what we got here. Okay, so we got supersize me, doing too much, excessive, overindulgence. And then we have squad, close friends, birds of a feather, flock together, soul tribe. So let's see. So squad, close friends, birds of a feather, flock together. So this could mean that now, prior to That's So Raven, prior to them being on the show, this goes to anyone that's like a hardcore fan of Raven, or knows any information of of Raven and Orlando in general, that they were close friends for a very long time. I'm getting the feeling that they were, because like I said in the intro, that they were they were both child stars, and they started really early, and they could have crossed paths, could have been like a close friends, that type of thing, before the alleged falling out. The supersize me, doing too much, excessive, overindulgence. So this could be like a representation of like the situation is I guess I would say like Raven felt like that, Orlando at times could have been doing too much. This could be in reference to another issue that Raven was having, and she was open to this about her weight, but that could resonate with both ways. Alright, the next cards that we have are Raven. I'm just going to show you these two, you guys. We have Mask and we have Archangel Michael. Now, with mask, hiding, concealing, deception. So I feel like with the mask card for Raven, this definitely shows that, of course, during that time, this is not nothing new, that during that time when she was on the show, that, you know, she was hiding certain things, like hiding, concealing, deception. I feel like that this could be in reference to her sexuality, you know, like putting up a face and knowing her truth, but she has to hide that. She has to mask that out. And also we have Archangel Michael, the protector, preventing from harm, divine intervention. So this goes to show that Archangel Michael was working along with her, or, you know, some kind of like a guardian angel that was with her during this time. Sound like that she could have been like, she could have had like a hard time dealing within this time frame. On Orlando's side, he has these two. We have a lockbox, closed and trapped, frustrated. Oh, and we have the nightlife, gamble, taking a risk, Vegas. So, you know, was he the type at that time would like to go to Las Vegas and gamble? I don't know. I know that during the time when That's So Raven came out, Raven was like 17, close to 18, and they were all around the same age. So this could have been like, you know, a thing that he could have done during that time at a young age. Could be like gambling or, you know, enjoying the nightlife. The lockbox, I feel like with the lockbox, this comes from trying to get advances from Raven, and like saying like, okay, pouring, you know, like his heart out, or, you know, making that offer and he's getting turned down, and you see where it's not only his heart is closed, but he's frustrated about the situation. Let's see what these three has to say. These are throwing this back. Now, these came out, but I wasn't really sure if it resonated with the reading, but I'm just going to go over it. Go over them. Okay, so we have zero fucks. Whoa, okay. We have 0 fucks. Mind games and tiptoeing. Oh, okay. Let's go over these. Let's go over these, you guys. Okay, the first card we have, you guys, we have 0 fucks. Disregard, unfazed, and unbothered, carefree. So again, I feel like that this is definitely Raven's energy. That's a neat card. I like that one. The next card that we have mind games. Mind games, manipulation, gaslighting, scare tactics. Okay, so this is really interesting. Really, really interesting. Now, this could be alleged that, you know, I keep going over and over about, you know, Raven and her sexuality, but it could be possible that Orlando could have known of Raven's sexuality, and allegedly he could have put that on the table as a way of saying like, okay, I'm going to ruin you, I'm going to spill your secret if you don't pursue me. It could have been some form of like manipulation, gaslighting, because you see, as you can see, you guys, like I said in the intro, I really do feel like that Raven herself did not want to come out of the closet. It was almost like she was forced to come out. And it was because of all of, all of this stuff. But this was like way before all that had came out, that there could have been a sense of like some mind games playing. Like, I feel like in a sense that Orlando was trying to scare Raven, It's the things that people will do when they don't get their way. And the third card that we have acting shady. Sorry, tiptoeing. Tiptoeing. We have tiptoeing. Acting shady. Sneaking around. Avoid getting caught. Now, I'm not getting a sense, like I told you guys throughout this whole reading, as you noticed by far, I'm not getting a sense that anyone was not related romantically. This is a sense of a person that was trying to pursue someone that was just not interested in them, and then in return it was all about trying to ruin you and make the environment uncomfortable, allegedly, like tiptoeing, sneaking around. Now, the tiptoe sneaking around could definitely come from like Orlando, like trying to be close to Raven, or trying to find something on her in order to, you never know. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. Okay, let's go over these cards here for Orlando. So I pulled out these cards for him, and I'm gonna go over with them with you in a bit. So the first card that we have it's not the end, only the beginning. Oh, excuse me, guys. That seemed like that was like spooky. It's not the end, only the beginning. So it sounds like, allegedly, I get a feeling that Orlando may possibly get into one of those tirades again, and still could be spreading, like he can get in one of his, I don't know what you call it, spells, episodes, and he may try to come up with something else. So this could be like a sense of like a warning, due to the fact this is what this card said. It's not the end, it's only the beginning. Like, Lord knows what he gonna do, allegedly, but let's hope not. The second card that we have imagine. So I feel like that this goes back to that daydreaming card, like daydream in the head and the clouds. Sounds like to me Orlando could be like a type of people or a type of person that do nothing but daydream and imagine shit. The third card that we have say it 3 times. I don't care. I don't care. So it's like, imagine if someone's saying like, this did not happen, blah blah. It's like, I don't care, I'm going to speak it, this did happen, and blah 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 blah. I'm gonna go on these blog shows, I'm gonna go on these TV shows, and I'm gonna spill my truth, and blah blah blah, and all that. Like, he doesn't care. The next card that we have don't take it personally. Don't take it personally. So it looks like when certain people, and I don't know, maybe whoever watches Orlando or had watched Orlando, that certain things you could say to him, and even it could be like the lightest thing, but he can take a highly offense to it and be mad, like this girl here. And you see how the other people, or her friends, are like, don't take it personally, we're just joking. And as you can see, she's unhappy. So and the last card, you guys, what we have yes. All right, you guys, so that's seems like that was a lot that we went over. So now what I want to do is I want to use the tarot. Alright guys, we are back. So I took the opportunity to take out some tarot between Raven and Orlando. I decided to do them individually. On the left are Ravens, and on the right again there are Orlandos. And what I'm going to do is, I guess I'm just going to pull in between the two, and we're going to get a little bit more in depth regarding the energy that was surrounding them. Now a little bit, just spoiler, some things will come out that I already went over on the oracle side, especially with, you know, like feeling stressed and feeling overwhelmed. You guys get what I'm saying. So just giving you a heads up. So let's start. Let's see which one I want to go with first. So let's start on Raven's side. I'm going to take this one out. The first card for Raven, this is Raven. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse. And the Queen of Cups in reverse represents an unbalanced emotions, immaturity, irrational, clingy, and unfaithful spite. And it states that the Queen of Cups reverse often signifies emotional immaturity, insecurity, and a struggle with self-care and emotional boundaries. It's a sense when a person is feeling overwhelmed or maybe experiencing emotional instability. This card suggests that you might feel overly sensitive, insecure, or even depressed. It warns against becoming bitter or vengeful if things do not go your way, urging you to rise above challenges rather than succumbing to spitefulness and or jealousy. Relationship dynamics. In the context of relationships, the Queen of Cups reverse can represent a partner who is needy, clingy, or manipulative. If you find yourself in a relationship where you feel more like the caregiver than an equal partner, this card serves as a reminder to reassess the emotional balance between you and your partner. In this case, they're not no partners or anything like that. It may also indicate that you or your partner is struggling with trust issues, which can lead to emotional turbulence. So that goes to the cards you guys saw earlier about feeling insecure, feeling manipulative. I do feel like that this card came out for Raven because, again, this is how she was feeling. She was feeling towards Orlando, like being in a toxic environment, being manipulated, dealing with a lot of anxiety, wave of emotions. It also indicates like what I was telling you guys about a partner who's needy, who be clingy. So that could be another thing that she could allegedly have went through with Orlando. Like he could have had came onto her with some needy tendencies, being clingy, being obsessive. I'm surprised I haven't seen like an obsessive card with this reading, but I feel like if I went into a little bit more, I do pick up like an obsessive energy with this man. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups for her. Now on Orlando's side, we have, let's pull out this one for Orlando. The next card that we have for Orlando, we have the World card in reverse. And it says your current position is not working. Stagnation, disappointment, failure, travel, complications. So this just says, like, long story short, that everything that, what he was trying to do during that time, it failed. It failed. How he went about it. None of it did not work. There was a sense of being disappointing. In that case, going back to the oracle cards of him being, like petty, spreading rumors, allegedly, and he had done that already. Oh Lord Jesus. The next card for Raven, we have the Two of Pentagrams. The Two of Pentagrams in the upright, and it represents finding a balance, harmony, prioritization, time management, multitasking. So this shows that doing that time and doing that time after all the stuff has been going on, Raven of course had found a balance. And this goes back to that card that I showed you guys earlier. Let me show it to you. See, balance, finding a balance within herself. The multitasking, I get a feeling that she was doing other activities, other things to get her mind off of what she had experienced during that time with Orlando, like trying to keep herself busy to avoid what she had been going through. The next card for Orlando, we have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands in the upright. And it reads as follows. You may be spreading yourself too thin. Overwhelm, overburden, stress, responsibility. So it shows that what the things that he was doing and what he was trying to do, it ended up not working out. And also it ended with him, like stressing himself out, making himself overwhelmed with the situation. I think the overwhelmed part could have happened when, he decided to, do what he do. And that, I don't want to go into it, but you guys get what I'm saying. It affected his mind. And how you, let's just say you run a car, to the brink, and the car, sometimes kind of stutters as it's going down the road. It's almost like you're overwhelmed, but you're pushing yourself while you're overwhelmed. I'm hoping I'm making sense what you're saying, and that what I'm saying, and that in reference definitely to me pertains to him, or how it was, and he is still pulling it to this day. Because as this card says, let me show you guys again. I always like to go back to my cards. Look, it's not the end, only the beginning. And by saying that, you guys, as I was doing the reading, I literally saw like a post of him making a statement regarding Raven's wife. So he is still dragging along with it. So this card does not lie. I swear that he just needs to let it go. He really needs to let it go. Okay, the next card for Raven, we have the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords, and that is brutal in the heart. Wow, the Three of Swords in the upright. Three of Swords represents a period of unhappiness, heartache, pain, depression, sorrow, separation, trauma. So guys, this is a very loud indicator that Raven again had been through some things, that she has been through some stuff within the things that Orlando was doing to her, that it was taking a toll on her, allegedly, whether she didn't show it or not, or she either like express it, she had went through it. She went through a period of being unhappy, allegedly, heartache, pain, depressed, being the sense of being depressed. I get a feeling, I don't even want to say like whether she was low-key like in a relationship or not. It could be possible that she was in a relationship during that time, and that could have took a toll off for her. But it does show loud and clear that she had been, she was feeling a certain way pertaining to the situation. The next card for Orlando, we have the Hermit card. The Hermit card in reverse for Orlando. And it reads, an excessive amount of solitude, withdrawal, isolation, ignorance, social anxiety. So he too went through periods of being withdrawn, could be withdrawn from people. He did express ignorance when he came out with those stories, and still talking shit to this day. Ignorance, being very ignorant, withdrawn, isolation, social anxiety. I remember one period where he would have these moments. It is said that, Orlando is a father. He has a child, or he has children. I don't know how many, but there was like a period of time where something had happened between him and his children, one of his baby mamas, and that could have been like one of those moments that he either went into like hermit mode, or he went through a period whether he didn't, he just didn't want to deal with anybody, especially when the feeling of Raven would come up for him. I came up for him. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, the next card we have for Raven, her fourth card, we have the Justice card in the upright. Justly deserve outcomes, consequence, judgment, truth, legal matters, fairness. So when this card came out for her, I got a feeling that, I told you guys a little bit what I saw earlier on the post about Orlando, talking about Raven's wife. I'm getting a feeling like if he stepped on her cords hard enough, she's going to end up going to the courts. She's going to end up, we may hear something in the news about her taking Orlando to court, allegedly. Like, this could have been like one time frame, because we're going into the past pertaining to the relationship. But something in my head is like, if he keep on pushing it, because he's still talking about her right on. He's talking about her. He's talking about her wife. That girl's gonna get fed up. Like, you're gonna step on her toe hard enough, and she's gonna end up like either, and this could be handled private, because it got to that point where it was like, okay, I'm ready to sue your ass. I'm tired of you just keep talking this shit and spreading lies. And to be honest, I'll be, up for Raven like 100, like 1000% if she choose to sue him. I know, you guys who are true Raven fans would do the same thing, because who's going to sit around here just keep on spreading lies and, trying to fuck up, your happiness. But good thing is, homegirl is not letting him fuck up her happiness, because I'm going to show you guys this card real quick. We have the 6. We have the 6 of Swords, which indicates moving towards a peace of calm, travel, moving, new environment, overcoming hardship, stability. So again, that shows, going back to that card, that balance and finding that peace, like ready to move forward with the whole thing. And he just need a hush, I'm telling you. All right, and for Orlando, his 2 cards, I'm just going to show you these 2 cards real quick. He has the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, and he has the 10 of Swords in the upright. The 10 of Pentacles. Instability and unexpected change, insecurity, debt, conflict, loss, failure. So this is another card that just indicate that It indicates a failure. It indicates a loss. Now, the loss part I feel is this, that because there was a falling out between him or Raven, he did experience some losses. Okay, one of the losses, from what I feel, this goes back to the spinoff, you know, the spinoff of Raven's Home. You only had Raven and Annalise. Now, I don't know how people felt with his character Eddie not being there, but because of his actions, that's definitely one of the loss. You know, like the lost financial gain, meaning that he had lost some money during that time, because if him and Raven were on good terms, 10 out of 10, he would have been, you know, like on that show wholeheartedly. It wouldn't have been just her and Annalise with that. So that's one of the losses. The other losses also could indicate like his, I don't know, what do you call it? Like, his image within, as a person. Like, that's a loss with that. It could be a sense of, I would say, like his acting career, you know, has definitely come to an end. The only thing that he's doing now, the latest that I heard, that he was on this reality show called Bad Boys, and I don't know, but it's completely different than what it could been, which in turn became a huge loss. There could be a sense that he couldn't have gotten into some debt. We see debt right here. Conflicts, which is, you know, a conflict between, you know, like him and Raven, how, you know, they had fallen out with one another, and how she chooses to, you know, not worry about it and go on with her life and with her family, living the best that she can be. And let's go back to the debt card. The debt card could indicate that he could have had some debts during that time. Could be even more so. Allegedly, I don't know. I don't follow him like that. But you guys get what I'm saying with this card. That it hit him like a ton of bricks. Okay, and the last card that we have for the tarot side for Orlando, we have the 10 of Swords, which indicates a painful ending, deception, backstabbing, gossip, exaggeration, failure, exhaustion. So the overall experience had left him exhausted. Backstabbing, deception, he could feel like deceived with the situation involving Raven. He could feel like that he was backstabbed by her, which I don't know why. How in the world can you feel backstabbed when you spread a lie? Gossip, which indicates like gossip, like him talking, going back to those gossip oracle cards. But at the end, you guys, it does indicate like a painful ending, like the whole experience was painful to him, and he still refuses to let it go. He just keeps pushing the narrative, and at the end it's painful and sad. It's painful and sad in that situation. All right, everyone, so that concludes the tarot/oracle reading on Ravensymone and Orlando Brown. And I decided to add this photo because this is how I want to remember things. And you know, it's a shame, you guys. It really is. It's a shame. It's a shame how the outcome of this situation happened, but you know, things we don't have no control over. So I just wanted to use this cute little screenshot to bring up old time's sake. Alrighty, so you guys know what to do. If you guys wish to leave a comment regarding today's reading on a Raven in Orlando, please feel free to jot down your comments of everything that I explained. If something, hits you right off the bat and you're like, oh, I remember this. Oh, I remember that. Hey, did you know? Let me know that down in the comments, because I really would like to know. Like, what are your guys' thoughts and opinions? Greatly would appreciate it. For requests, at this time, I am still taking requests, but as I've been saying in my videos, that the requests are coming very slowly. And right now, during the time this was recorded, of course, I am at work. And long story short, what happened was I had ended up changing offices. If you guys have not been following me, I have been on a tangent for the last 6 months trying to be like, when am I going to find the time to record videos more currently? But by the grace of God and Spirit, I was able to move over to another building at what I should say, like my temporary desk. So it's just me being here. I've been here for a total of 2 days, and I see that it's not that many of us, because the majority of people are working from home because they're doing this mold clean. But in the meantime, while I'm at work on a daily basis, and it's not that much to do because we're in the middle of a shutdown at this time, I'm able to do more readings with you guys. So fingers crossed that I am able to do this, that I won't skip any days or be feeling like that I'm on top of my head, because I tell you guys, I'm a one-woman show. But yes, back to your requests. Requests are coming, but they're at a slow pace. So if you guys wish for me to do a request for you, I have no problems. Put them down in the comments below, and I'll write them in my journal. If for some reason that you guys really want your request quick, I'm just going to tell you guys, do not bother of commenting. Okay? Do not bother commenting. I cannot move that fast with you. You have to understand that I don't have the ability at this time to be sitting at home and flipping cards. Lord knows I wish I could do that, and I know it's going to come one day, but right now at this time, my ass has to work because I'm only one person and a girl has to pay her bills. So please be understandable, okay? I will continue to keep you guys updated. So that's what's going on with that. Be sure to follow me on my social media, Instagram, TikTok, and my personal YouTube, Life, Celebrity Tea, and K-Pop. I really have to take time to post that channel on my TikTok and around. So if you guys want to follow me over there, you can. My TikTok, where I'm mainly active, please follow me over there as well. I usually give you guys sneak peek, witchy tips. I'm a big K-pop fan, so you'll see a lot of K-pop memes. I'm not going to stop. I love my K-pop, okay? So if you love me, I love my K-pop. So that's where I'm mostly active. So if you guys want to follow me over there, you can. New readings debut once a Wednesday and once a Sunday. At times I'll do live streams, so that does not have a time frame. It just depends that if I wake up one day or if I come home early and I'm like, okay, I want to give you guys a reading, that's what we're going to do. So there's that. If you guys want to stick around with me, I would love to have you guys subscribe to my channel. Be a part of the Virgo Sun Oracle family. Give this video a like if you guys like it. It allows the video to float around the YouTube streets. And also, when you do subscribe to my channel, be sure to click that notification bell. That way you won't miss an episode from yours truly. Lastly, well, not lastly, there's one more lastly, but The card decks that were used in today's reading will be down in the description below. And lastly, again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your ever loving support. Greatly would appreciate it. I know I just shared that YouTube had notified me that I had reached over 10,000 hours of watch time. So that comes from all of you guys that are clicking on my videos and watching my videos. I want to thank you so much for having me reach that achievement. It's wonderful. It's awesome. I feel proud of myself. And that's one of the things that I love, and that will make me do more videos for you guys. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, that is all. So again, I want to thank you guys so much. Thank you all for watching. And as always, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.